Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video, and today we are back with the road to 8,000 trophies using 3.0 Xbow Cycle. Part 1 will be linked in the description below for those of you that missed it, and so this is going to be part 2. I didn't really think of this as a series. I've just been pushing a lot of ladder during the season end, trying to get a top 1,000 finish again, but I guess that's the way I'm going to present it to you guys. So we're just going to be pushing some top ladder. Again, we are currently at 7,844 trophies, and so we're going to keep it going. And I usually don't post a lot of organized content. I usually just post whatever I want on my YouTube channel, like grand challenges, some ladder videos, even stuff like the arena challenge. But a lot of people do ask for ladder videos, and so I hope you guys have been enjoying the recent top ladder videos from my season end push. I'm going to try and keep them coming for you guys, and yeah, so let's get right into the matches, and hopefully we can get 8,000 trophies during this season end. I'm using 3.0 Xbow Cycle again. I'm trying not to use Archer Queen so far, but we're in the first match against Rex, and this is actually going to be a really good Logbait player, one of the best in the world, and we do see the Goblin Barrel come down. So it is most likely just going to be Logbait, and so he has multiple top 100 finishes, and he does play the Rascals Logbait variant, so we'll see. That's most likely going to be what he's playing here. Guards do come down, and so pretty much every deck that ran Goblin Gang has switched to guards, just because they're so much better. There's really no reason to run Goblin Gang, especially because guards are so good in the meta, against stuff like the Archer Queen even. But yeah, I don't really have a play right now, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be Prince Rascals. Okay, Dark Web comes down, just going to go for a Knight. But yeah, I didn't really want to just play a Knight, and then he would just get a Prince or Rascals to come down and kind of take it out on his side of the arena. Gonna try and fireball this princess, and that actually looks like it's gonna be pretty high, so looks like I did miss the fireball, which is gonna be pretty bad. Just gonna go log for this Goblin Barrel, and archers to take out the princess. He does protect it with the Rascals, which makes sense. I did also just use my log. Gonna go skeletons low, Knight up high, and then E-Spirit on everything to take one hit of the Rascal boy, as well as let my Knight one-shot the Rascal girls, and also does take out the princess after, so pretty decent sequence. Now we're going to have to worry about a prince, since we did just use our knight and skeletons. There it comes, so we're just going to log this back, go archers, and then cycle back to skeletons for the prince. And I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I feel like the prince jumping, which is part of the balance changes and the prince's reworks, actually looks pretty funny, like a hog rider almost. So yeah, I don't know, that was just pretty interesting. But yeah, now we did just use our log, but we do have fireball and cycle for the Goblin Barrel, and so you don't, in a lot of Logbait matchups, this one especially, if you're too caught up on using your log, you're going to get in bad cycles. I'm going to go Knight to predict his barrel. Looks like it worked out. We're just going to take one hit there, so really nice. If you know they have barrel and cycle and you don't have log, maybe a play like that would work. Going to go Xbow now, because he knows I have log and cycle, and so if Rascals do come down, I can just log them and probably win off that connection. So he's going to be forced to go Rocket there. And I'm going to cycle archers now. Now I'm cycling things in the middle, you'll notice. Just going to fireball the princess, but in a lot of Logbait matchups, you just want to cycle cards in the middle, not at the back, because princess at the bridge is a huge risk and a really high potential of the opponent getting damaged. So just going to log. That barrel is going to be a bit further back. I'm going to go E-Spirit at the bridge, cycle archers again, and just rinse and repeat. And we are in the damage lead, so there's no need to go super aggressive. I'm just going to fireball the princess low. No, I don't really need to get damage. I don't really want to go same lane anyways. Xbow is usually an opposite lane deck. Now I've cycled back to my log, so I can go for an Xbow. And so Xbow does thankfully lock on to the Dark Goblin. Prince comes down, going to go skeletons to sponge the hit and log the Goblin Barrel, and my opponent can probably go Rascals now, because yeah, I just used log, so I guess that was a good barrel. Kind of the whole strategy of that was so that I would use log and then he could go Rascals. But now I'm going to cycle back to another Xbow. Going Xbow in the middle here so that he can't get rocket value on both my archers and my Xbow, as you can see. Can go E-Spirit to pressure with the archers and log this Goblin Barrel, and I can probably just go for a Tesla. Or actually, archers are also fine on the princess. Guards come down to protect, which is also smart of my opponent. But now I can go for a Tesla to snipe it, and Tesla will also stay alive. So yeah, if you don't have log and cycle, they're going to protect their princesses like that. Dark Goblin comes down, and I was expecting the Rascals. Just going to log them, keep the Tesla somewhat alive. Go archers, skeletons for the prince, knight for the Dark Goblin. I can fireball. And you'll see again, I'm using log not always for the barrel, because like I said before, if you just save log every single time, you're going to get in slightly weird sequences, and log also does help you get tower damage. So I'm going to go for an Xbow, since Rascals are out of cycle, and he will be forced to go log. Also goes guards. Going to cycle E-Spirit in the left, because I'm pretty worried about a princess at the bridge. I do not want to lose to that, because that's going to be a huge way they get damage, again, like I said, so watch out for that. Gonna go skeletons to predict the barrel. Just log this Dark Goblin, honestly, and now I can go fireball. And I'm gonna go, okay, looks like I missed, but that's okay. Not gonna panic, just defensive Xbow, and looks like it was a decent defensive Xbow because it also caught the princess, and he's just gonna rocket my tower. So now I'm gonna have to keep up pressure for sure. Just gonna cycle back to my Xbow. Gonna go Xbow now, and rocket's not gonna be in cycle because my opponent just used it on my tower. Gonna fireball this prince, he does log. I'm gonna go archers and skeletons, and also cycle back to my log the rascals, go knight for the dark goblin, and I think they should get a connection because my opponent's going pretty aggressive with barrels as well. Just gonna fireball it, and that's gonna be huge connection. So now I'm gonna have to try and catch any princess at the bridge. It's gonna be the only way I can lose from this position, and so I'm gonna make sure I don't fall for that. Gonna log these again. I'm using logs so many times on offense, you'll notice, and that's completely okay. Gonna go archers, fireball this barrel as well, and log the dark goblin again, and rocket is not gonna do enough. So that's going to be a really nice win. Give him the good game, well played, against one of the best Rascals Logbait players in the world. And so a lot of people do ask me how to beat that matchup. Hopefully that gives you a pretty good template. I think I played it pretty well. I made some minor micro mistakes, but that pretty much tells you most of the decisions that you need to make in that matchup. That's going to be plus 31 trophies and put us at 7,875 trophies and almost top 1,000 in the world. Alright, so let's look for the next match, and we find it almost right away against CMG Sam Hero, so going to be most likely a P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam player from Chazmac Gaming. I do know this person as a P.E.K.K.A player from before, played against him a couple times, and I also recognize the name. And Zap and Bandit also comes down, so it pretty much confirms what I thought he was playing. So I can split archers and then just go for skeletons for this bandit, pretty risk-free, since he did just use Zap, so going to be no risk at all of it connecting onto my tower. And I am kind of tempted to Xbow here. He goes for a magic archer, actually, just going to fireball it. And so I've had some situations where my opponent does that, and I go for an Xbow trying to punish that, but it usually gets a bit weird, and I feel like it's kind of risky. I'm just going to go for a knight, and I'm going to try and play it really safe. So I kind of want to go for an Xbow with this knight again, but at the same time, I think I'm just going to hold back on it and play passively because I'm playing top ladder. I want to get a top 1000 finish. I need to play pretty safe and just avoid risks and play pretty solidly overall. But now I can go for an Xbow since these archers are going to take out the E-Wiz and they are counter pushing. It's going to be a pretty risk-free Xbow. And P.E.K.K.A's going to come down. Going to go for skeletons off to the side. Notice how I'm separating my skeletons so that if he goes for a zap, he won't be able to hit everything. Going to go for a knight after to predict the zap. It looks like knight takes out the P.E.K.K.A, and he's going to go for a zap afterwards. We still get really nice damage. That's going to put us in the lead, actually. So one big Xbow fundamental there that I used was separating spells. Separating your troops to avoid giving your opponent spell value, which is something you really want to do. So going to go eastward at the bridge. Looks like my opponent's going to be pretty low in elixir after that exchange, so I'm actually going to go for an Xbow with these archers here because I just outcycled his P.E.K.K.A as well, plus he just used his fireball. So going to just go skeletons for the battle ram. Rail Ghost comes down, and I could go for a knight here, but I think I'm just going to log, and again play pretty safe, not going to overcommit. So Xbow still gets damage, plus if I went for knight there, he pressured me with a bandit. I wouldn't have had enough elixir for defending the bandit, or a good cycle with like skeletons. Now comes a magic archer though, so now I'm going to go for an Xbow since that is another 4 elixir of a commitment. And he, as you can see, he's not going to have enough for a P.E.K.K.A in time, so I can go skeletons and log. He's going to go for a fireball, as well as zap. I still get some damage, and he just spent 10 elixir, I spent 9. Plus I got damage, so really good situation for me. Now I can go for a pre-Tesla, which is going to be pretty good because he just uses magic archer, and pretty much anything he plays is going to go into it. Looks like he's going to be low in elixir, so I'm going to go for an Xbow, and this is the inwards Xbow position because if he goes for a P.E.K.K.A, I can try and cut it inwards to get taken out by my Tesla, as you can see. Looks like Xbow's going to die, but that's completely fine. Now I'm going to go for a high Tesla to snipe this magic archer. That is another way you can take out magic archers if you don't fireball them. You can snipe them with high Teslas, and the Tesla's going to stay alive as well. And help out with an Xbow if you counter push. Like right now I'm going to go for an Xbow. I do have the Tesla still alive. And he goes for a battle ram in the back, which means he won't have enough for a P.E.K.K.A right away. So I'm going to go archers and go knight instead of skeletons to predict the zap. Looks like he went for an early zap. I can just go skeletons afterwards. Battle ram's going to break and Xbow's going to be on tower. I can just go for an E-Spirit here. And I can go for an Xbow right away because again I just outcycled his P.E.K.K.A. And archers to predict whatever he plays. He goes for bandit and he was just going to log that back. This is most definitely going to get a connection. It's going to be a good game, and I give him the well played as well. Looks like he's laughing and also giving the CRL emote. Not sure why when he's the one who lost, but that's going to be a nice 31 trophies. Alright, so looking for the next match, and we've had some pretty decent ones so far already, so hopefully we can keep up the good streak. Queue time took a bit there, but now we found a match against BM Ioris. I hope I didn't say that wrong. But we're just going to cycle an E-Spirit at the bridge first play. Always a pretty safe play, even if they activate King. When you see a Mortar come down, so I'm just going to Tesla. Pretty basic 4-for-4 counter. We are going to be down 1 with the E-Spirit, and we can just log the spears. But that's completely fine. It's 1 elixir. And so, Mortar, Spear, Goblins, I really hope this isn't going to be Mortar, Cannon Cart, because that would be a really terrible matchup. We do see the Goblin Gang, though, and I think this means it's actually going to be either Mortar Bait with Skeleton Barrel or Rascals. We do see the Miner come down. Just going to go Skeletons, you know, simple 1-for-3 trade against the Miner, and I'm going to go Xbow now because of that positive trade. Plus, we have a Knight counter pushing. Going to catch the Barbarrel with an E-Spirit to maximize my damage, and that was kind of an interesting way to counter my Xbow by my opponent with the Fireball Barbarrel. I feel like maybe he doesn't have Rascals or Cannon Cart, but if he had either one of the two, I feel like they definitely would have come down. Mortar comes down again, just going to go Tesla again, and okay, wow. My opponent really needs to calm down. He just spent his entire elixir bar. Tesla still gets a lot of damage, and yeah, that was just a lot of spam. Mortar gets a hit. Maybe I could have gone E-Spirit on the Mortar, although now I can go E-Spirit on this Goblin Gang. And I should be in a pretty good position. I should be up quite a bit of elixir, although I don't think I can go in right away because I don't have Login Cycle. And if he does end up having Rascals, which I feel like are in a version like this, or Cannon Cart, and it's a bit too early to predict. Now he goes for another Mortar. Gonna go Knight opposite to tank and Xbow. We also have Archer surviving in the right, and an Archer coming down in the left to take out the Mortar. So just gonna log the Rascals, and we get a huge connection. He is forced to Fireball, gonna go E-Spirit to predict the Spear Goblins, and looks like they don't come down. Barbarrel comes down instead, and that's gonna be a huge connection. So I'm actually gonna let that connect. Maybe I could have gone Skeletons for it, but I'm never sure if I should. I really am trying to be wary of overcommitting in basically every situation, but it's a bit hard. I guess I should have. And okay, wow, I guess I don't know why he's going in so hard. Skeletons come down to take out the Mortar from before, so that's nice. I'm just going to go for a defensive Xbow because the momentum can be in my favor, and I can control the pace of the game. Just going to log these Rascals back, and okay, wow, like my opponent is genuinely... I guess this is what happens when you're down damage with Mortar. You just spam literally 15 elixir, or however much it is, at the bridge. Archer unfortunately gets taken out. I'm actually going to have to Fireball these bats here. And, okay, I'm just going to log the Goblin Gang, and my opponent is just unrelenting with this pressure. But I'm just going to defensive Expo again. I think it's working out okay so far. Maybe I could be spell cycling too, but I feel safer this way, so Rascals come down. I also don't know if my opponent has main Horde. I feel like we've seen all 8 cards though, because I'm not counting exactly, but bats plus spears plus Goblin Gang. Also interesting, because I said before, okay, my opponent fireballs my archers. I'm going to Expo now, because that was quite a big commitment. I can go Knight for this Mortar, and E-Spirit for the bats, and okay, gonna catch the Barbarrel with Skeletons, and I should get a very tiny connection here. Yep, just enough, so that should be enough for 2 fireballs and a log, I believe. So gonna get the first one down. Now we just have to defend and not lose. Oh yeah, interesting that he still has Goblin Gang and not guards, like I was saying earlier, with basically everyone switching to guards. I guess this is an exception. Just gonna go Skeletons for the Miner, back to a Fireball, and that's gonna be the win. It's gonna give him the good game. He is laughing. I think he really needs to chill out and not spam so much, but yeah, that's gonna be a nice win. Alright, so we're going to look for the next match, and we actually find it almost instantly, which is surprising considering the range against Basti. Going to give him the good luck back. And we've had some pretty nice games so far, so hopefully we can keep it up. His clan is never top 1k, which hopefully that fate doesn't fall onto us. Tombstone comes down, just going to log it. It's a play that I like to make a lot of the time when I don't have another more passive play. But I'm not sure if it's the right one. I saw someone doing it a long time ago. I think it was Dank Ganon, and so I pretty much always just do it. But Tombstone tells me that it could be classic Lava Hound, although Skeleton King and Valkyrie actually is going to go Knight so that it doesn't take out my Tesla, and Knight high enough so that the splash doesn't hit the Tesla either. Archers to come down because he popped up the ability. I'm just going to log all of these Skeletons back. So pretty aggressive ability, and he does have arrows for my archers, so not sure what this is going to be. I'm going to go for an Xbow because he just used both of his tanks in the forms of the Skeleton King and the Valkyrie, and he does cycle E with opposite as well, so pretty nice Xbow timing. Going to go E-Spirit to take out the Inferno Dragon and stun it for a bit, but not Skeletons after, because I do still need to defend it afterwards too. And so I'm going to go Skeletons to pull the Inferno into the Tesla, and Tesla also takes care of the Ewas. Though that was quite a bit of an overcommitment, I would say. Yeah, he goes for a Tombstone, and I'm at 6 Elixir, so he's going to be up about 4 to 5 Elixir. A lot of you ask how to count Elixir. That is one way, based on the timing of their plays. So I know I'm going to be down quite a bit, which means I'm going to have to defend now. We did get a nice connection, though, and a nice way to start this out, so gonna go Knight in the back, and Tombstone is unfortunately kind of feeding his Skeleton King ability here, which he goes arrows right away. Gonna go E-Spirit up high, and then waiting for the ability, then I'm gonna log, and Valkyrie is getting a bit close to the tower. Gonna try and kite it back with Skeletons. You're gonna have to fireball it back as well, so not the greatest sequence. Might take another Valk hit too. Yeah, maybe I could have gone Tesla for the Valkyrie, so it didn't get all that damage, but either way it's okay. He actually goes Inferno Dragon Graveyard opposite. Gonna go Archers, and so it is gonna be Graveyard, and he actually freezes too, so I'm gonna log this back. Go Skeletons, and hopefully the tower takes care of the Inferno. And I actually leaked a bit because I want to go Xbow, but I don't want to go Xbow right into the Inferno Dragon at the same time, so it was a bit hard. But Tombstone comes down, Skeleton King comes down, and Inferno Dragon comes down. Inferno is going to be pretty annoying, honestly. Inferno Dragon's just a very annoying card for Xbow to deal with overall. Gonna go E-Spirit to pull them in, and then Archers for the Graveyard. Pretty standard placement of the Archers. And log back after my opponent goes arrows. Gonna go for an Expo now, and surprisingly the Graveyard Skeleton gets so much damage even after I logged. Not sure what I could do about that though. I'm hovering Skeletons in case he goes Inferno, and looks like he went for it a bit later, so I'm gonna go Fireball. Missed the Valkyrie with my Fireball, and Knight came down a bit late too, so Inferno Dragon did lock on to the Expo. Some minor mistakes I could have improved there, but that's okay. Tesla will take care of everything, and we are in a damage deficit now, so we are going to have to come back from it. And defensive Expo is usually good against Graveyard Freeze, although timing wasn't the best there since my opponent just went for a pretty aggressive Graveyard push and Skeleton King ability. Going to go E-Spirit now, which does clean up really nicely. Gonna have to go for an offensive Expo now. I really need to make something happen because I'm down so much damage. My tower's so low, actually, I'm surprised. I'm gonna go Archers to predict the Inferno Dragon, Fireball it back as well. He goes for a freeze, so I'm gonna go Skeletons to take the Inferno Dragon's targeting, E-Spirit so hopefully gets taken out, and then Knight to predict the Ewas, since Ewas is pretty much all he can play now to reset my Expo. Log as well, and he does go for arrows. So I get a really nice connection, but it's not going to be enough. His tower's at 1034, and so I'm going to have to chill out now. I want to make another Expo connection happen, but he's probably going to predict it, and so I have to be careful. But High Tesla should kind of get rid of any threat if he goes at the bridge. Going to go Expo and Fireball in his Tombstone. Hopefully catch him off guard, and he goes for Skeleton King in time. So unfortunately not going to make that happen. Going to go Tesla to take out both, and Archers for the Graveyard, and he does go arrow, so I'm going to have to go log, and E-Spirit to clean up, Knight as well to tank, and this is getting really close actually. One Skeleton does get a hit, but nothing else got a hit. So now I don't think I can go for an Expo, even though I want to, because, yeah, he's going to just predict like that. He's going Valk at the bridge. Going to have to go Archers again, and he goes for predictive arrows, but actually misses one Archer, which is huge. Going to go log to hopefully take out a lot of Skeletons, Fireball the tower, and E-Spirit at the bridge, which he's going to have to respond to. Skeletons and go for a log, and oh, okay, wow, this, and okay, geez, my tower was at 160. That is actually insane. I'm not really sure what to say, but insane ending there, and going to be a plus 32, which is really nice. That's going to put us at 7,900 trophies, 1,051 in the world, so really nice win there. Really intense. There were a few mistakes I could have improved upon, so definitely going to learn from those, and I can't actually collect the magic coin because I don't have enough space. But yeah, really intense match there, and I don't think that's a free matchup because of the arrows, but really close match, and really happy I was able to come away with that for 7,900 trophies. Alright, so we are looking for the next match, and I believe we are 1 win away from top 1000, assuming we don't get a really low trophy count if we win, also assuming that we win and not lose. Hopefully we will be able to, but queue time's getting a bit longer now that we're getting higher up on ladder, and we find a match against All Master Ryu. Don't really recognize the name, but it looks like it's going to be a Japanese player, so we're just going to go for an E-Spirit at the bridge. Barbarrel comes down. Barbarrel doesn't tell me too much, because Barbarrel is also a very good card. A lot of people say Log is just by far the best spell in the game, or one of the best cards in the game, but Barbarrel honestly not too much worse. I mean, it gives you so much utility in decks that don't need chip, and so he goes for bats as well. So Ice Golem and Barbarrel told me, you know, it could be 3M, or the other option I was going to say was maybe a Balloon Cycle deck, and we do see the Musketeer come down as well, so it is looking like it might be Balloon Cycle. Ice Spirit 2 and Barbarrel to protect the Musketeer, so decent protection by my opponent. Just going to go for Skeleton Slow, and then Log Low as well to take out the Musketeer, and so that Musketeer was buffed. I am glad I didn't get a hit there. I'm going to go for a Knight and Tesla against this LumberLoon, and notice how I'm pushing my Tesla off to the side. Going to go E-Spirit as well to take out all the bats, and Balloon was nerfed, so it's not going to one-shot my Tesla. He goes for a Snowball as well, though, and okay, that Balloon gets onto my tower, and okay, wow, I did not expect it to get 2 hits. I guess that's the Balloon change. Yeah, I really didn't expect to get 2 hits. I'm going to have to go in now. But yeah, that was a bit ridiculous, actually. I really didn't think it would hit that fast. I guess I should really have committed something like Archers or Fireball to make sure the Balloon didn't get more damage on my tower. Going to go for a Knight here to predict the Ice Spirit. There it is. And also to force a response, going to go for E-Spirit now for bats or anything he plays. He's forced to go for a high Ice Golem. And so yeah, what I was saying earlier with my Tesla placement, Balloon players, especially of this variant, which is quite a rare LumberLoon variant, but it's not, I've seen it before, they can beat Xbow players easily, unprepared Xbow players, if you just play very sloppily and stick to your basic placement. And you're going to have to adapt to that, because they can push the Balloon out of your Tesla's range with the bats, and so you're going to have to move the Tesla over a few tiles, which is what I did. It's the counterplay. And so I'm going to go for a defensive Expo now. He goes for a LumberLoon push, so just going to go for Tesla again. Not in the standard placement, 1 over. There he comes with the bats. I think we can expect him to go for that bats push almost every single time. Expo does get taken out, actually, so that Balloon, damage was nerfed, but the hit speed is no joke at all, actually, especially when under rage. So definitely gonna have to still be prepared. He's already back to another Balloon. There he goes with the bats yet again, so just gonna try and always go for a Tesla plus E-Spirit to take out the bats. Going for Archers here, and I think I can Expo now that I have a surviving Expo. A Balloon actually does unfortunately get a hit. I was hoping it wouldn't. But Archers will still help counter push, and this should be a decent push. He's going to go for a Knight. He goes for a Snowball, and Barbarrel's probably coming too. He's going to go Skeletons and log the Barbarrel back. He does get a nice Golem down in time, so I probably won't get an Expo connection here. But really good pressure, and Expo does do enough for the Ice Spirit. I think he's going to be low in Elixir, so I'm going to keep up the pressure. He goes for a Lumberjack. Probably Balloon now, yep. Going to Fireball this back to hopefully get a connection. Okay, looks like my opponent was prepared. Didn't catch him by surprise, and so that was fine. I didn't go for a Tesla because my opponent could probably outcycle me, and so I still have Tesla and Cycle if he chooses to go like LumberLoon opposite or something like that. And I'm gonna go for a pre-Tesla here, again off to the side, cycle back to my Knight, and yeah, I'm just adapting to this Balloon push right here. Archers are on the Balloon. Really hope this doesn't get another hit, because that would be quite tragic. It does get death damage, so maybe I shouldn't have taken that death damage either. But I'm gonna go for an Expo. He just used his Balloon. Gonna Fireball, and I actually missed the tower, which is okay. I'm not gonna panic. Just gonna stay focused. Expo is on the tower. Gonna go for a Tesla and E-Spirit to keep the Tesla alive, so it'll stay up. And if he goes for another Balloon push, it'll be there to support. So now we're in triple Elixir. He's going to be coming in crazy with the Balloons. Going to pull the Balloon over into my Expo like this. This is one play you can make when you go for a pre-Tesla and they go Balloon opposite. You can pull it into your Tesla with the Expo. And so I'm going to Fireball Cycle. Now go for a Knight to protect my 1 Archer and Tesla. As you can see, I'm going Archers same lane almost all the time here. Not really splitting them much. I'm going to Fireball again. The Archers are still alive, although I'm going to have to be careful of another Balloon. I do have Tesla a bit far out of cycle, so I'm going to have to cycle back to that pretty quickly. Go for a Balloon here. There are the bats. E-Spirit for everything. I'm actually going to Fireball on defense here so that this Tesla stays alive in the future for when his next Balloon comes down. Although I am 100% going to have to get another Fireball on the tower here. So let's try and get that down. E-Spirit here, fireball the tower. I'm back to a second Tesla. Then go for one slightly in the middle. Should still pull the balloon since it was already pulled enough. Go for a log. And I believe that will do more than enough to make up for the snowball. Get a fireball down as well, and that's going to be the win. It's going to give him the good game. That is Xbow's matchup, but it does seem pretty difficult at a glance for sure, because you can see like I was kind of on the defensive end the whole time. That's going to be plus 30 trophies though, and I believe that's going to be enough to put us at top 1000. Yep, 977 in the world, at top 1000 in the world. So really nice last game to finish off the video. And yeah, LumberLoon, interesting matchup. I feel like in a perfect world, Xbow should always beat that. But again, you know, I was a bit sloppy at the start as well, to be honest, where I took 2 balloon hits for no reason. I probably should have just gone for archers or fireball. Not sure which would have been better, since archers would help against DPS against the balloon in the future, although they are also cheaper. So I'm not sure which one would have been best to use, but yeah, just be careful of them pushing your bats, their balloon with the bats, and try not to choke, because it's very easy matchup to choke. And yeah, it is Xbow's matchup in a perfect world, but just you have to play it pretty well. As you saw there, I made some mistakes and I took damage for it, but you are also able to outdamage them. They don't really have a big spell, and so even if you have to go till tiebreaker, it's never the end of the world. Don't just... I see a lot of players, and now I'm kind of rambling off into a side rant of advice in general, but I see a lot of players try and win just by always going offensive Xbow and just always trying to get a lock, and that is not how you're supposed to play the deck. Xbow is an offensive deck, but in some matchups, that's not going to be the win condition all the time, and so you really have to adjust. You know, if I just kept spamming Xbows there, he'd have gotten free LumberLoons on my tower, and wouldn't have been good. But yeah, that's going to be the video, guys. We got top 1000, which is going to be great. Very close to 8,000 trophies now, so I'm really excited for that. And hopefully I can get it in the next day before the season ends and get a nice top 1000 finish. But also let me know. I wanted to ask this question as well. I know I've asked it quite a few times before, but I've been uploading these videos. I'm planning to upload this one as well without any text tips, because I love adding text tips. It's like my ideal way of editing a video, but at the same time, it takes a lot of effort and time on my end to edit the video with text tips, and commentary is obviously a lot easier to do, which is why I've been doing it. And it seems like people actually prefer commentary a lot more than text tips. Of course, in an ideal world, I would combine both, so I can give an even deeper insight into my plays and decisions, but it still takes a lot of time, and I don't always feel up to the task of just editing such long videos all the time. So let me know what you guys think. If you are still here, it is pretty late in the video, so if you're still watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you are still watching, then let me know in the comments below if you prefer commentary or text tips, and how much it affects you if I don't include the text tips in these commentary videos, because, you know, it's top ladder. I'll probably try and include text tips in like a really high quality video that I want to edit, just because it feels better to me. But when I'm trying to upload, you know, almost every day or get a lot of consistent videos out, it just adds a lot of time to the process. But yeah, a bit of a ramble there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you're able to learn something. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.